Good afternoon, Rural Water. One more time, as you're taking your places. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 18th Annual Great American Water Taste Test. Today, one of you will win for your community the most prestigious trophy in America for clean, healthy, refreshing drinking water. One of you will earn the right to claim America's greatest tasting drinking water. The final judging of our nationwide competition will be achieved by the most distinguished panel of our judges in our history. Really. These individuals have been selected for their refined palates, their absolute integrity, and their vigorous kidney function. As I introduce each of you individually, please come forward to the stage to receive your official lab coat. Our first judge recently left his post as Senior Vice President at Russell Group to be Deputy Staff Director of the Senate Appropriations Committee. He had been with Russell Group since 2012. Prior to that, he served as the National Rural Water Association lobbyist when he continued to represent NRWA well at the Russell Group. He worked in the Senate for 12 years, including a 5-year stint as Republican clerk for Senate Appropriation Committee's Ag Subcommittee. He graduated from University of Montana with a degree in forestry and now lives in Virginia with his family. U.S. Senate Committee on Appropriations Deputy Staff Director Fitzhugh Elder IV. Great fit.
Yeah, we won't pop the collar. Thanks, Matt.
I won't ask you about the chickens.
Please don't. They're not with us anymore.
That's an inside joke, but I'll just say be careful what you write in your bio because it'll follow you around for many years to come. Our next judge serves in the administration of President Donald J. Trump. He is from Prairie City, Iowa, a town of 1,500, a half an hour east of Des Moines on a rural water system. He is a graduate of Simpson College in Indianola, Iowa, where he studied political science and English. Upon graduating, he worked in Iowa at a public affairs firm working on agriculture and utility issues. He then moved on to work on the Donald Trump campaign, and after a historic victory, chose to work at the USDA. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Gilson. Following Joe, our next judge serves as senior engineer at the USDA National Office in the Water and Environmental Programs of the Rural Utilities Service. Prior to USDA, she worked as a national program coordinator for the Drinking Water SRF Tribal Set-Aside Program and a consulting engineer and GIS analyst for URS Corporation. She graduated with a BS in Environmental Resources Management and a minor in Chemistry in 1998 from Virginia Polytech, and an MS in Civil Environmental Engineering in 2000 from the University of Maryland in College Park. USDA Water and Environmental Program Senior Engineer Nicole Schindler. Our next judge is a community program specialist focused on outreach and communication for water environmental programs within rural development. Previously, she was a writer-editor for the Peace Corps Office of Inspector General. She is a returned Peace Corps volunteer, having served in Panama from 2007 to 2009. Prior to her Peace Corps service, she spent 7 years working in academic publishing at the State University of New York Press in Albany, New York. She holds an MBA from the State University of New York and a BA in English Literature and Spanish from St. Michael's College in Colchester, Vermont. She lives in Virginia with her husband and 2 children. USDA Water and Environmental Programs Community Program Specialist, Lisa Chanel. Excitement is building. Our final judge is an archaeologist focused on environmental reviews for water and environmental, electric, and telecommunications programs within rural development. She is a recent graduate of American University, where she received a Master's of Arts in Public Anthropology. Help me welcome USDA Rural Development Archaeologist, Beja Howard. Welcome again to our esteemed panel. The pressure and responsibility resting on each of you is intense. Each year at this point, we must confirm that none of you have been bribed, coerced, or influenced in any way regarding this competition.
Well,
Absolutely not.
I need a verbal yes from each of you.
Yes.
Confirmed.
And all of you are quite thirsty?
Indeed.
Okay. All right. It is now time to bring out our first sample. The 5 finalists we have for you today are the best of the best. All contenders in the Great American Water Taste Test are winners of State Rural Water Association competitions. After a day of sampling and more sampling, 5 frontrunners have emerged. Thanks to our volunteer judges for serving in the qualifying rounds. We had 39 qualifying entries this year from around the nation. Despite what we have put you through, we do appreciate your dedication and service. Our judges will grade each sample on 3 criteria: clarity, bouquet, and the all-important factor of taste. Of course, small and rural water systems across the nation do an amazing job delivering clean, clear, and great-tasting water right to the customer's tap. The vast majority of water utilities in the United States are small. 94% of the nation's 51,651 drinking water systems serve communities with less than 10,000 persons, and 81% serve fewer than 3,300 persons. They all have the very important responsibility of complying with all applicable regulations and supplying the public with safe drinking water every second of every day. And they do an excellent job with limited economies of scale and resources. Please give yourselves a round of applause. How was that first sample, judges?
It's refreshing.
good.
Thank you. Very good. Very good.
I don't think they want to tip their hand. They want to reserve to get the other samples in place. Now let's check in with our field correspondent, Michael Preston, who is out in rural America right now with representatives of those very same small and rural water systems who are in the limelight today. Michael, what are you hearing?
Thank you, Matt. It is absolutely riveting down here in Lunchland. Everybody seems to be on the edge of their seat. I'm picking up on a lot of competitive cues across the tables. Feels a lot like I think what it would have felt like on Sunday at the Super Bowl. Let's see here. Man, they're really chowing down. Well done. This is an old friend of mine, Mr. Cameron McKay here from Nevada Rural Water. Mr. McKay, how are you today?
Very good, thank you.
Very good. Hey, this was a pretty good time for you at this time last year.
It certainly was. The system that I represent won the taste test, and I was very proud. It was very exciting, and it was also humbling because it shows you the organization that we actually have and the work that goes into getting this good water all through America.
How many taps are on your system?
280.
Those are some lucky people over there.
Yes, they are. But you have to remember that our source water is also Lake Tahoe, so we do have a good water source.
I can only imagine the influx of tourists.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cameron. Let's see. Gosh, it is electric. I'm telling you, my hair is on the ends of their. Mr. Crater from Louisiana. How are you, sir? I hear you had some trouble last night down in your state with some disasters. What happened?
Well, it's hurricanes that, actually about 5 or 6 hurricanes that hit around the New Orleans area. Tornadoes, and hit very hard in the Metairie, Kenner area, and tore up a lot of homes there. But thank God no one was killed during the tornadoes. We have staff out there now on the ground. We had generators brought out in the area, and we're assessing the damages now for the utilities. So y'all keep your prayers for Louisiana.
Thank you, Pat. And I think these people go directly to Louisiana Rural Water for that work. Back to you, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you. Stay safe out there, Michael. Rural water employees are out in the field 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. There's someone from rural water working on a system. I just about guarantee it. It's an amazing nationwide effort. While the judging continues, I'd like to ask a question for our USDA representatives. I recently read that USDA Rural Development has invested over $14.5 billion to build our new or improved water and waste disposal infrastructure since 2009. I mean, how many residents and projects have benefited from this incredible level of funding?
20 million. Right, Ken? As Kent has been saying for the last 2 days, if you haven't heard him say it, but we're having we had a terrific first quarter, and we're well on our way in the second quarter to having a historic year, and we are so grateful to all of you for all of your help on the ground, and if we continue at this pace, we're going to have one of our best years ever. So here's to FY 2017. Yay.
The funding that USDA Rural Development provides for water and wastewater systems across the nation is absolutely critical to the functioning of rural America. We appreciate it so much. It's a great program, and they don't take their service for granted. They're making themselves better, and we appreciate that attitude as well. Kent sent me a text message. Ken Evans, who's the acting assistant administrator for water environmental programs, the other day. He said, "The country's smoking hot making loans." So you got to know Kent to know that, but his excitement is infectious, and they're great partners, and we're partners to them, and we try to support them however we can. So thank you all. Now I have also a question for you, Joe. Just from your perspective, how important really was rural America in the recent election, and what do you see moving forward in this new administration?
Yeah, I think my colleague Tim Page and I over at Rural Development, we've really looked at the map of the election and where Donald Trump was successful. And it was really in those areas that USDA Rural Development serves. So there's no doubt that President Trump is a very loyal person, and I think priorities in his administration will focus on rural development and looking out for the people that got him elected president. So we're really excited in rural development to help out the people that elected Donald Trump.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm certainly aware that Rural Utilities Service has made major advancements in the application process for loans and grants. I'm interested to know what has already occurred in this and what is coming soon to benefit water and wastewater systems across the country. Can you answer that, Nicole?
Yes, I guess that's me. One of the things that you guys all may know is we've focused a lot of our efforts on streamlining our application process, and we've done that electronically through the RD Apply. We're well underway in the second phase to kind of do some improvements to that application process. The exciting thing this year, in the summer, hopefully, is we are going to be promoting something called electronic PR. So it's basically a scoping document, a preliminary engineering report that every USDA application must include, and we're going to put this online. And it's similar to what you would use for a tax software like TurboTax, where it asks you questions and it prompts you and it produces these wonderful forms, and it's a great software system where it just streamlines and it helps the engineers and the consultants through the process, makes it a lot easier to apply to our program. So we're hoping that we can get that out soon to you, and it'll really help rural America just, again, in streamlining the process and making it much easier to get the applications into us.
I personally think the USDA deserves an award for their online application process, because it's a website that works great and is rolled out in a short period of time, and there's been some other websites in the past year that haven't worked so well for the government. I know it's a tremendous amount of work behind that. It's a lot easier to say than to do. So we appreciate you guys and taking the effort to make sure it works good for our members. And I noticed that Fitz and Joe are down here swirling the water and smelling the water like fine wine. You really...
Water, I mean, it is. It's fine. It's a fine, beverage. You got to treat it right. You got to prepare it right so you can. This is serious business. There are some communities who have made significant amount of money after winning this award. They've gotten bottling contracts. Seriously, they've gotten bottling contracts, and they've done quite well. So, I mean, this is serious business, people.
As a matter of fact, Tonight Show host Jimmy Fallon poked fun at our gold medal winner a couple years ago from Massachusetts. He claimed that all water pretty much tasted the same everywhere. But that was roundly rejected by East Hampton Mayor Karen Cadeau, who said he's absolutely incorrect. All water does not taste similar. All you have to do is get a glass of water from each surrounding community, and they're very different. But she was happy with the attention it received, because for the city's water gained them a lot of notoriety. Jimmy also went on to say that Coors Light came in second place. At this time, I believe our CFO is over there calculating furiously the final results. Have all the samples been tasted? All right. Do you have any remarks, or were there any marked differences in the samples that you want to comment on, any of you? All great?
I thought the last one was my favorite. It was very, the taste was really, it had no, some of them you could taste a hint of, I don't know, chlorine maybe, I don't know.
These are public water supplies.
Yeah, Nicole tells me that's a good thing.
Yes. The engineer can explain this. Well, thank you.
For clarity, they were all 10 for 10. I didn't see anything like that. But number 2 for me was especially crisp. Yeah, I like so number 2 stood out.
Well, now is the time you have all been waiting for. In just a few moments, one of you will become part of an elite group of communities in the nation. One of you will claim the title of America's best tasting drinking water. I would like to call to the stage at this time the president of the National Rural Water Association from the great state of Illinois, Steve Fletcher, to help present the awards. And at this time, I would like to reveal our top 5 finalists in the Great American Water Taste Test. In no order. Our first finalist is from Franklin, Kentucky. I suppose you can hold your applause to the end. Our second finalist is from the Consolidated Base Yards Public Water System number 258 from Wailuku, Hawaii. They win, perhaps I can travel out there for the photo opportunity, Claudette. We'll talk about that. Denied? Okay. Our third finalist is from the city of Monroe, Utah. Our fourth sample of the greatest water this year is from the city of Steele, North Dakota. And finally, Last but not least, from Wyoming, we have Aspen Pines Water and Sewer District. Are we ready, Mr. President? I'm ready. All right. Third place, our bronze medal winner goes to Franklin, Kentucky. Congratulations to Kentucky. Our silver medal finalist for this year goes to, try not to do a Steve Harvey up here, Monroe, Utah, the city of Monroe, Utah.
We appreciate all the support from the Rural Water Association and the training they provide for us and help making this possible, so thank you.
Congratulations. That was the mayor of Monroe, Utah. And finally, the gold medal winner for the 2017 Great American Water Taste Test goes to Aspen Pines Water and Sewer District from Wilson, Wyoming.
This is quite an honor, and I'd like to thank everybody that made this possible, and those are the people that drink the water that I provide. Without them being there and supporting me and supporting the water that they decided to provide to all the people that live in my district, this is an honor for them. I'm going to take it home, and I'm sure it'll be fine for until next year. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I'd like to thank President Steve Fletcher for helping present the awards and ask if he has any final comments for this esteemed group.
Thank you, Matt. It's great to see a big crowd here. You can see how important it is to promote the best tasting water in America. Thanks to all those that brought samples. If you didn't bring a sample, bring it next year, so we have a lot more to taste, and another winner, of course, next year. And thank you all, especially the staff. I don't know that we've really said thank you to the staff for this rally. Just think what it takes to put this on. The opening session, the training, or the board meeting, or committee meetings, the food, the receptions, and I'd like to give our staff, all of them, a round of applause. And we hope to see you again next year. Remember the reception or the debriefing this afternoon at 5. So, thank you.
Any parting comments from our esteemed panel of judges?
Well, I just wanted to, on behalf of Kent and everyone at Rural Utility Service and the Water Environmental Programs. I just wanted to thank all of you, and it's been enjoyable for me. I'm pretty new, but I'm learning a lot, and these sort of things help, and it helps bring faces. We're behind our desks here in Washington D.C., and we're obviously not out in the field as much as we'd like to be, and so it's really great to meet you all and see your faces and know that I'm helping people that live and work in your communities. So thank you.
And I'd just like to say, y'all keep doing the great things that you do. Obviously these 5 samples, they were all excellent. And, y'all have a tremendous commitment to your industry and your profession. We greatly appreciate it. And it makes my job easy to help make sure you guys get the funding that you need to do the work that you do when you do such an outstanding product and you put so much pride in what you do. So thank y'all very much for your service for rural America. And thank you for taking time out of your personal lives to be here in D.C. and communicate the importance of these programs to Congress.
I would say that as an archaeologist, I understand the significance of water systems in the development and maintenance of great civilizations. And as I look around the room today, I see the inheritance of that human ingenuity and determination, and I think that's something that you should all be proud of and celebrate.
Outstanding. Thanks to all of you for our judges, and thanks to each and every one of you who took the time, as Fitz said, to be away from your systems back home to attend our National Rural Water Rally. You recognize the importance of advocating for all the small and rural communities across the nation who could not be here today. Those communities whose population numbers belie the responsibility they share for large portions of America's food and energy production, as well as national defense capacity. Water is our lifeblood. Have a safe trip back home, and God bless each and every one of you. Will the 5 winners please return to the stage for pictures? 5 winners, back to the stage.
So who was sample 5?
You have to ask Claudette.
Okay,
I have no idea.
Sample 5 was really good. It was excellent. It was.